Brother Brandon, how's everything going with you?
Man, everything's going good, man. I'm blessed. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. Every time I get on these Zoom calls, because I haven't seen anyone face to face, I get a big smile on my face. Not saying good to see you though, man. You know,
it's good to be seen. It's good to be seen. That's what the old folks say at the church, huh?
Exactly, right? You got to keep it old school. Hey, man, we're going to jump right into it, brother. Again, I appreciate you jumping on the call. I know a lot of us are facing so many questions and trying to understand these uncertain times. And the most interesting thing that's happening is that a lot of our lives are taking a shift. And they may be personal, may be business, but we have to figure out a way to pivot, right? So, man, just wanted to get an opportunity for those. I know for those that don't know who you are, if you could just share your story, who you are, what you do, and we just keep on moving.
Perfect, man. Thank you for the opportunity to be on the call. First and foremost, man, I'm from Prince George's County, Maryland. I went to Bishop McNamara High School. From there, got earned a scholarship to play football at Rutgers University. And from there, I graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Management and Labor Relations and minored in HR. And there I went to take my talents to the next level. I was undrafted free agent for the New Orleans Saints, and it seems like forever ago, but it was 2014. That class was a deep draft class for wide receivers. Ended up sticking with the Saints, practice squad player that first year. And each season I progressed, made the 53-man roster the following season, earned the starting position the season after that. Facing injuries is a part of the game, so that kind of cut my career shorter than I had planned, but we all know it's God's plan, it's God's time. So that was a pivot in itself, and the transition period that I'm still in that kind of phase of transitioning back home to the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and now transitioning into business as an entrepreneur, as a just tapping into different things, as you know, in modeling, public speaking, these types of things. I'm just trying to find my niche and my purpose outside of sports.
Right. Well, you know, I'm happy you actually lean right into my next set of questions. What has life after football been for you? Like, what does that even mean? Because a lot of guys, when they're finished playing, they take so many different routes, right? What has been your route, and what's your calling?
Well, for me, it was a process where I was facing injuries.
Right.
So I was able to, during the rehab process, I was able to kind of think about, map out what that life after football looked like for me. I was able to jot down ideas because I had the time to focus on just that. You know, and just you spitball ideas out on paper and see what sticks and see what makes sense, see what aligns with your interests.
Right.
I threw one of the first things that I threw out was toothpicks naturally. You know, everybody who knows me, and even if you don't know me, you're going to quickly find out that a toothpick is a part of my brand.
That's right.
That started back in my freshman year at Rutgers, and it's been going. Now we're 10 years in, and that was a seed that was literally planted, and now it's grown into actually a business. Partnered with this brand, Can Be Done, and they've allowed me to integrate CBD toothpicks into their platform as a startup. And you know, things are going well right now, and I'm just excited just to get to that point, because 10 years ago that was nothing. I was thinking about nothing like that.
Right.
And I wasn't, you know, that wasn't a part of the plan, obviously. But as things progress, as I continue to grow, and you know, things just naturally flow. So life after football for me looks like spending time working on myself in all aspects, mentally, continue to get myself stay in the best shape physically,
Right.
spiritually, emotionally, having all these elements in balance and being intentional about the time that I spend in those areas to improve myself on a day-to-day basis.
Right. No, I mean that's so important because and I listened. There's one
Mm-hmm.
key thing that you said is like you had an opportunity during moments of your life to be able to start to position and think about what you were going to do. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? A lot of times, a lot of athletes don't get an opportunity to do that. So, you know, if the game ends up abruptly or they end up exiting abruptly, it can make a lot of different. It can mean a lot of different changes. You know what I'm saying? Right.
100%.
Yeah.
I was grateful that I was able to leave the game on my own terms.
Right.
I could have, pushed through a little bit further, but I had to weigh the pros and the cons. I had to look at the big picture. I valued my actual life, and the risk didn't make sense for me to
Right.
continue to push through. And then, I'm thinking on the back end, like I'm still under 30
Right.
at this point. So I want to have kids one day. I want to be able to run around with those kids. And then I want to be able to run around with my grandkids.
Right.
And I'm, putting my body through all this, physical trauma, mental trauma that this game brings, and I don't take care of myself, I'm gonna pay
Right.
for it on the back end. You've seen numerous examples of that.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. Well, look, I mean, before we dive into some really in-depth questions, we're living in an interesting time, as we have said in the top of the conversation. And I hate to keep using the term because I hear it so damn much around the news, but then I've abbreviated to CV-19, man. So you and I both have been meeting about your business, your brand, and we've met about a couple of things. And as a visual storyteller, we were getting ready to make a move. And we're
Yes.
ready to document some real important things that are going on in your life, man. So talk about how has CV-19 caused a shift? I mean, a major shift in like your planning and business and some of the organizations that you're working with, not working with, that you're basically running.
Yeah. Man, it wasn't. I don't remember when we first had that initial sit down and I came to you and said, "Hey, man, listen, this is what I have on the table, and this is what I'm looking to get accomplished."
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed like not even a month later, this CV-19 came in
You did,
and
man.
said, "Hold on, what you doing, big fella?" Not just to me,
Yeah.
to the world.
To the world, not one person, everybody.
Just one person was affected by this.
Yeah.
So it really put things in perspective, right? And then it also, for me, you had to look at it, okay, your priorities, right? So in business, I'm thinking I was really on the cusp of making a move to start my own venture as an entrepreneur, my first big venture, and putting that deal together was already in negotiations, looking at the space, and the fact that it was an actual brick and mortar
Mm-hmm.
really had to like take a step back and like, whoa, service-based retail industry,
Exactly.
you like, all right,
Yeah.
let's slow it down. But at the same time, I was grateful
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't rush this process.
Exactly.
I didn't sign the lease in January, start the construction in February, and then COVID-19 in March. Like, I'm grateful. I look at it, that's what I'm saying. My perspective had to change. Like, of course, I was eager to get it going. I'm biting at the chomp to get to it because that competitive edge in me and the time that I've already spent investing in this, really since the middle of 2018, that's when I first put this on paper.
Right.
So to get to this point, I was so close, but you know, that's where I've been working on my patience, and not just in business, but in life. Like
Right.
patience is a virtue, so that has helped me continue to work on my patience, continue to enlighten my perspective on the situation. The glass is half full. I look at this situation as, man, yeah, it may suck for this, that, and the third, but there is some positives that you can take out of this. One of them being, now we have no excuse to get things done.
Right about that.
That we've been putting off for God knows how long.
Extra time. Yeah.
No, we got the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
We got the same time, but now it's in our face.
It is, yeah.
And staring right back at us.
What you gonna do with that time?
Staring right back at us. And to your point, what are you going to do?
Yeah, yeah. So look, you know, I've talked to you and so many different people about that. It's like we're looking at it in so many different ways. You know, like I got to go with the spiritual way first before I start running down the alley of blaming the government. And I got to look.
Come on now.
The air emissions of pollution, whatever it is clearing up. People are spending more time with family. People around the globe are helping each other. They're not neglecting each other anymore. They're not cussing at each other. I mean, you might get a little bit of frustration in the crib, but those pan out by the next day. So
yeah,
it's taken a huge turn, and people and depending on what people do at this time is going to say a lot about when we get on the other side. You know what I mean?
We will get to the other side.
Oh, of course.
And we will get to the other side.
Yeah. So tell me this, and we haven't talked about, like, you also have an organization, No Blanket.
Mm-hmm.
You also have speaking. You also have the fashion part. And you got several other entities that pull into BC. We talked about the brick and mortar space that had to be held up. But how did it affect everything else with your brand, your marketing, the organization? Because like being in a crib means physically you can't be anywhere else. So how did it affect those things?
Yeah. So I'll touch on the modeling first.
Yeah.
That one was tricky because I was getting ready to prepare to go to LA probably the middle of March.
Right.
On the back end of March for the LA Fashion Week.
Right.
I was invited to go out there, getting ready to continue to build content for my brand, to work and build relationships with other brands. I was really excited for that because this was really building momentum from New York Fashion Week. And then I was going to pick up in LA, continue to meet different people. I was excited because this is really my first real time in the modeling industry. So this is, I'm just jumping out there, getting my feet wet, going in. And so that slowed that process completely down.
Right, right.
And, you know, I wasn't too discouraged about that. And, you know, I looked at it like it is what it is. And that's a transition to No Blanket because that's really what that means. It's a cold world. It is what it is. You got to play the cards that you dealt at the end of the day. You can't make any excuses, and you can't have anybody want to feel sorry for you for your situation because somebody else is dealing with something too.
Right. So let me ask you this. No, sorry. Go ahead and finish.
That was it.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. You had a lot of different moving parts that were going on. So currently right now, what's actually still operating? Like, have you, in your shift and also the pivot, what have you put in place to still keep awareness, branding, or marketing? Like, do you have anything in place, or is there anything that you're actually doing? And
right now,
across for the brand and also No Blanket too. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah. So right now, I've been working on just going back to the drawing board, right? Going back to the drawing board. I had the BC brand, getting ready to start with the public speaking and getting out there to whether it was schools, community centers, you name it. I was getting ready just to put myself out there in those environments to allow myself practice, allow myself repetition to, you know, learn from my mistakes as I go, and just I'm not I'm not I can afford to fail, but I can't afford to quit.
Right.
So in this process, I'm not even looking at it as a failure. I'm looking at it as an opportunity to pivot, to change my perspective, to continue to get the bottom line accomplished. Like in life, you're going to have detours on it's never a straight path to get to the destination that you have in mind.
Right.
Now, just because you didn't plan for that sudden change, detour, COVID-19, that now you're recalculating. GPS saying recalculating. But if you're not connected to your real GPS, to your real center, your source, you're going to be going in circles.
That's right. That's right. So are you still connecting with, because I know you have a marketing team, so are you still connecting with your marketing team, and also are you still connecting with people that are still affiliated with No Blanket, and also the CBD, and also with, I mean, the fashion, that's something different. But what I was thinking more, because I know you said you wanted to do some more speaking, is that correct?
Yeah.
So between all those areas, have you put anything in place? Because right now, as we're developing ourselves, and as we're looking into different things that we can empower ourselves as we come out of this COVID-19 stunt, what things have you put in place so those things, the brand and everything, could just continue?
A couple things. I'll start with the CBD brand. Can be done. Obviously, this is a period of time of high anxiety in our culture, right? And CBD has been proven to help with anxiety, stress, things of that nature. So this is a perfect time to push that forward from a marketing perspective. So I've been working with them on different language, on different content that we can push through social media to drive content, to drive traction and traffic to our website, you know, so people can get engaged. People are looking for solutions.
That's
people
right.
are just, you know, they kind of in panic mode,
right?
Because they haven't been prepared.
Yeah.
And then on another note, I've been working on speaking and getting acclimated to, you know, doing this, whether it's Zoom or I've been doing IG live talks every Tuesday nights on my Instagram. So, and those kind of started at like the literally the beginning of March, right? Kind of when this was still on edge, right? Way before the shutdown happened though. But I was getting myself out of my comfort zone, allowing myself to get engagement with the followers that I already have, building that platform. And I've been consistent with that every Tuesday nights, 7 or 7:30. And I just get on there and talk for about 45 to an hour if I bring a guest on. And really just, I'm being myself. I let my true personality show. I don't have to worry about censoring anything. I don't have to worry about anything because I don't have to answer to anybody because this is my platform.
Yeah.
You know, so that gives me a chance to be creative, gives me a chance to build confidence as well.
That's right.
And then I look back, I keep track of my notes, of my topics, and I'm going through the process. It's really the process that I'm focusing on right now, not the end product, because this is just the beginning.
That's right.
And I know my process, even when I started in the NFL, I was on the practice squad. My process, even when I was in college, I was redshirted. I know my process in this phase, in the phases and stages that I have to go through to get to that end goal. So I'm not going to rush it and think that I'm going to go and speak to 50,000 people next month.
Exactly.
You know, I got to start. I'm taking these baby steps right now to build my confidence, to build my momentum. And these things I think will carry over, like you said, when this passes.
Right. Listen, I'm happy you said that because, you know, one of our the meaning for us to do this call was to just kind of get a good idea to understand where you are and what you're doing. And, you know, when you go and listen to this, it's going to be like looking at films, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I got some ideas, man. There's a couple of things I do want to throw to you. I'm happy that you're doing the IG Live, and I'm happy you're speaking to some of your peer group members, but there's some other tricks that I can throw your way, some ideas that you can do to start gaining that momentum and start seeing more and more viewers when you do go log on to do IG Live or Facebook Live. So we'll talk about that. So let me ask you, what do you value the most? You know, I mean, you looked at your life, and when people say it's been full circle, you're not full circle yet because you're just getting started. What do you currently value the most?
I value the most is my faith. I value the most my family. Those two right there are my foundational pillars. And you know, everything else flows from that, because I wouldn't be who I am without my faith, and I wouldn't be who I am without my family.
Right. Look, man, and you said that's so key, because the foundation of your foundation is built off of all your different experiences. McNamara was an experience. College and Rutgers was an experience. Being in the league, 2 different parts, practice squad, and then actually being, you know, a star player. All those different foundations have been able to build you into who you are today, preparing you. You know what I'm saying, for like what's next. And as you run into different challenges, how you approach them and what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because our life's like this, right? You know, we take these little dives, but we know how to get through them. Let me ask you this. What kind of life do you want? I mean, if people look at Brandon Cole, it's like, dude, he went to one of the most amazing high schools. He went to a top D1 school. You played in the league, which most cats can't say they played in the league. And then now it's life after football, which we talked about, and you're just getting ready to get some things going. But what kind of life do you really want?
The life I really want is to unlock all the potential that's inside of me, whatever that looks like. I don't want to leave anything in the tank. So I want to get out everything that was placed inside of me from God, to utilize it to not only inspire myself, to inspire whoever I come into contact with, whoever is under the sound of my voice, because that is what I'm supposed to do as a servant. Yeah, I want my life to look like someone who is always giving. Yeah. I've been blessed with so much, and to whom much is given, much is required. And I've been given so much, and I'm required to give more. That's what I really want my life to look like.
Who do you want to inspire in this transition? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has this niche area that they want to do. Like I mean, can't remember the brother's name that played for Florida State, but when he came out of the league, just can't think of his name now. Ward, Lazarus Ward. Yeah, but he has a foundation where he helps. I think, I'm not 100% sure, it's single moms being able to build their homes. So.
Are you talking? No.
Old school kid.
I'm thinking about Warwick Dunn.
No, not Warwick. Not him. I'll think of who he is. Yeah,
he got the same type of foundation though with single moms. Okay, but yeah, we can get back to that.
No, you said Warwick Dunn has that, right?
Yeah.
So, but the reason why I said that was because, you know, we all have an area in life that we want to inspire. Like who do you want to inspire? Is it a group? Is it an audience? Or who do you want to inspire in this journey that you're going on?
I want to inspire all the people who feel like they've been doubted. I want to inspire all the underdogs. I want to inspire all the people who feel that got picked last or didn't get picked at all. That's because I value being the underdog. One of the reasons I went to Rutgers was because they were an up and coming program at that time, and I liked being the underdog. I like to put my own name and not no shade on like, you know, any of these other big schools, but you know, they were already established.
That's right.
You know, they had their tradition, they had their legacy already. I wanted to go somewhere, put my name on it, and not just get lost in the wind of everybody else that was coming in the cycle. So
Right.
I want to inspire those underdogs who have that mentality. And in essence, I will continue to inspire myself because I will always have that underdog mentality.
Yeah. And you've been prepared to do that, man. Between your foundation and all the experiences you've had in your life, you're prepared to be able to inspire them, and they'll be able to resonate and understand where you came from.
Me being transparent,
Mhm.
me being authentic, me being as vulnerable uh, as I can with, you know, appropriation, I think will resonate more with them.
Right. I'm gonna push you a little bit. 5, 10 years from now, let's just go 10 years from now.
Hmm.
Who do you wish Brandon Coleman to be? I mean, I'm looking at 10 years down the line.
That's gonna put me at 38. I'm definitely gonna be. I'm definitely gonna be um, a force to be reckoned with in all areas. I don't even want to put certain labels or titles on it because I feel like that's all that can all be taken away at any given time. Like
We're seeing that right now.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that all can be taken away at any
Right.
given time. And there's no shade to that, but I want Brandon Coleman to be in 10 years a man of substance, a man that's so grounded that earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, tornadoes coming, and he is still grounded because he's valued in his pillars. He's planted the seeds that he needed to plant it, and now he's planted the seeds he needed to plant now, and the harvest is in 10 years. So
Harvest.
Brandon Coleman in 10 years is going to be the most patient person in this world.
Right. I like that. I like that, brother. Look, we're gonna go short term. What can people expect from Brandon Coleman short term? And I'm talking short term because we're praying that the universe
Yeah,
will shift on this weird
yeah,
process
yeah,
that's
yeah,
going on
yeah.
like the next month or two. So what can we expect?
You can expect everybody who's listening can expect me to keep fighting because not only am like I said, has to do with me looking at myself every day in the mirror. It starts with me first before everybody else comes into the picture. It starts with me first. It starts with what I say to myself in the mirror before I wake up and start my day. You can expect me to come out every day and keep fighting, no matter if I don't feel like getting out of bed or not, because that's how I'm built. That's how I'm wired. That's what's in my DNA. That's what my ancestors expect for me to do.
That's
And
right.
that's what my ancestors sacrificed for me to do. I can't make any excuses. I can't just throw my hands up and say, oh well. Or, you know, you can expect for me to keep fighting, keep surviving, because that's what I was designed to do.
That's what's up. As we in this moment, as we continue to, thanks for saying that too, because that made a lot of sense. As we continue to push through this moment, and all of us are doing so many different things. Like, right, even my company, we've made a shift to do more online, like this conversation we're doing now. You know what I mean? More online coaching with our clients, webcasting support. And we got this platform, Storyteller TV, because we know people they need an outlet to be able to release their stories.
Mm-hmm.
So you've answered this in two different ways, but I'm asking this last one in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And before I get to that question, where can people, as you continue to brand, where can people find Brandon Coleman? Like if next week you got another speaking series or something that's going on, so where can they find, and where are people looking to get that word of inspiration and to really learn more about the brand? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram on all platforms at B_Cole16.
That's right.
And from there, you'll be able to keep in touch with me, whether it's my Tuesday Toothpick Talks at 7:30 T3. That's my tribe. So if you want to be a part of my tribe, we welcome you, and we will greet you with great energy and light. And everything else moving forward, you can follow me there. I'm very consistent with, on my stories, I'm posting devotionals and daily affirmations in the morning. Yeah. And then throughout the day, I'll give you some insight on who I am, or posting other pictures, in my catalog, since I haven't been able to take new pictures.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on Toothpick Talks?
Man, so Toothpick Talks, last week we kind of talked about, I had a guest, a former teammate of mine, shout out to KP, man. He's doing some great things with his platform And now we were just touching on alignment, man. It was just one of those things where we kind of just talked about endurance. We kind of talked about sudden change situation, like this situation we're in right now, having that mentality. So I kind of pick a topic that really just comes from me through the Holy Spirit, that he puts a topic in me, and I just kind of research it and think about life experiences that I've had to go through it. And some of the things, like I kind of got to set up, like where we talk about, I like to drink tea. So I start off the whole segment with the twofold tea of the day. So we got the actual tea that I'm drinking, and I'll give you some insight on whether it's the chamomile tea or whether it's lavender tea. And then I'll tell you about what the tea is, like, what's the tea, like the shade room tea.
Right.
So that's the twofold tea. We go from there, and we go to a tribute of the day, and then a trailer or a treasure moment. And we go to the two truths and a tale. That's kind of like my two truths and a lie. And then we go to the main topic of the day. And then we go, and I'll transition to a transparency moment. And then a thankfulness moment as we wrap it up with gratitude. And then a tip of the day. And then I close this out in prayer, man. So we're in and out 45 minutes to an hour, but it's a chance for me to be vulnerable, transparent with my tribe. Yep. And just continue to grow that engagement.
I like it, man. I like it. I got to get you on some moringa tea, some moringa herbs, bro. Yeah.
That turmeric, I'm with that too.
Yeah, good stuff, man. But listen, man, I think, God makes no mistake. The Holy Spirit makes no mistake in molding the type of people that they do, especially when he does that. He molds them in a way, and then he wants to make sure that they take that charge. And you've taken that charge, man. I mean, I think the entire time I've known you, I've seen you in different courses of your life. I have met you on different occurrences where I didn't personally know you, but now
you had a chance. You had a chance to kind of watch me from a distance.
Sure. Yep.
You had a chance to watch me from a distance without me even know that you was watching.
Right. But you've been. When I saw you at the camps, didn't even know you was my homegirl Shawnee's cousin from college, and the crazy thing is making this connection, because my son went to Mac as well, and you're looking at these accolades of these students, and then years later you get a chance to meet them. What you've done, man, is you've created this platform of inspiring, educating, and empowering so many people, and you're just getting started. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you're an old school cat, and you've done it, or you've done a little bit of it. The fact that you just
I haven't even scratched the surface.
Yeah, right.
I ain't even scratched the surface.
Yeah, man. But listen,
that's the most exciting part, man.
Yeah, you're right. That is the exciting part, because when it's exciting in the beginning, it's gonna be like that the entire journey. But I just want to thank you, brother, one, for being who you are, one, for being a Prince George's County resident and representing and doing the things that you currently do. We got more to talk about. We got more to build on. You and I are going to get on another call, another coaching call per se, so we can keep breaking down this situation and you know, what you're doing with your life and how I can better help you, assist you in any way as a virtual storytelling coach, because there's so many different stories to tell, and you got a backpack of them that you're ready to release them, right?
They in the bag. They in the chamber, locked and loaded. They say, come
ready,
on, the green
ready.
light.
Hey man, so look, we'll touch base again. Please be safe.
Okay.
Keep your family safe as well. Stay in prayer like you usually do, brother. Meditate. Keep your soul and your body aligned. And
yes,
we gonna see each other on the other side. Even during the journey, we gonna see each other on the other side.
Sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Namaste. I appreciate this opportunity, man.
Cool, man. Appreciate
and you. Stay safe. Keep the family safe. We'll be in touch soon.
Definitely, man. Appreciate you as well.